it's Amanda here with Homeschool and Life, and today I'm going to share with you guys my curriculum picks for our fifth grade for the 2024-2025 school year. So a lot of times during the year I get asked by people, hey, what curriculum do you use, or stuff like that, and I'm always like, oh, well, I use something different for each one of my kids, because it's one of the joys of homeschooling is being able to, teach to somebody's strengths or teach to somebody's interest. And, if they're struggling in a certain area, being able to, slow down there or anything like that. So I don't use like a box curriculum for like any one grade. Everything that I pick for each one of my kids is completely, individual for each one. So we don't even use the same, every kid doesn't even use the same company for each subject. So this is what I'm going to be using for my fifth grader. And I'm going to start with math. Math is going to be his biggest change. He's going to be doing Saxon math. He has done we've done several different maths. We've done, for him, we always do math you see for kindergarten, and that you'll see that in my kindergarten videos. They teach place value the best, and I love it. And then I typically switch to Saxon after that. But for him, we took some years to do master books math. It was less problems per day, and it really, we focused a lot more on like mastery, like, flashcards, things like that. And getting those times tables and division and addition facts like very good. So now I feel like we're good there. So we are switching, he's switching back to Saxon. So this will be he's a fifth grader, and we're gonna do the Saxon 5-4. My books are kind of beat up because I'm getting to reuse some of my curriculum that I've already had from my older kids. So I'm really excited about that. It's always a great thing when that happens, which is actually, Lauren and I were both talking, it's kind of funny. We are getting to reuse the most curriculum than we've ever got to like reuse like for all the other kids, but we still spent more on our homeschool curriculum this year than we ever have, but it's just because our high school kids, their stuff is costing more money. But anyways, I'm getting to use this. But something I want to recommend with the Saxon math is to subscribe to My Math Assistant. It is the best thing in the whole world. It is $5.99, I think is what I pay. Don't quote me exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's not very expensive. And the kids enter in their answers online, and it grades it for you. That was one of my biggest struggles was keeping up with the grading. And so every day they do the textbook work, they do their work on hand, and then I have them enter their information in on the computer, and it automatically grades it, and so I automatically have their grade, and it's awesome. And if you're needing to lessen how many they do each day, you can even switch it to where it's like evens only or odds only. But anyways, just saying, we're doing Saxon math for fifth grade. The next thing that I want to share with you is what we're doing is language arts. He is going to be doing the Good and the Beautiful language arts. I've used the Good and the Beautiful maybe once or twice before, but this is going to be his first year. He's going to switch back to this for fifth grade. And so it's got the book, we've got the readers, we've got the geography cards that come with it. I'm not real sure how it's going to go, so I can let you guys know that on a mid-year update. But I do love like the Good and the Beautiful. They bring in like more of some of the art studies, and it has the geography built into it and things like that. And there's less problems each day, so it's pretty bite-sized and not overwhelming. But from everybody I've talked to, like they still feel like their kids get a great language arts, overview for the year. And since I'm switching him back to Saxon, I wanted to do something a little bit more fun, a little bit more, see, this pretty colorful than just a very boring textbook, black and white language arts grammar. So I'm doing that. But I will let him skip most of the spelling in it because I keep this in our running shoebox, because we are doing spelling zoo for my fifth grader. I think I have a whole video on my spelling choices, and so I'll link to that video, but this is still working amazing, so I'm not going to go into it. I'll link to that video if you want to watch it, but he is still going to be doing the spelling zoo. It is a great fit for him. So what have I got? My spelling, your math, our language art, science. We are going to be doing the first science unit of the year for my 5th grader is going to be Kingdoms and Classifications. And this is also by The Good and the Beautiful. I love their science units. So I went ahead and I've got them their student book to go with it. And we are going to be doing that. And again, I can give you an update on how this goes at the end, but we usually do, Lauren and I do about 2 or 3 science unit studies with them a year, and we have loved these. So, one thing, okay, the Good and the Beautiful, his language arts does have the writing already mixed in it, but I love IEW. And so this is what he was working on last year, the All Things Fun and Fascinating with IEW. We got maybe 3/4 of the way or halfway done with this. And so I'm still going to sprinkle this in. I'm not going to have him do a complete written IEW piece like I did last year. Every week he had a as a 4th grader, finished IEW written project. This year I'm going to ease up on this a little bit because there is going to be writing mixed in with that Good and the Beautiful, but when I feel like it, which will probably be every other week, that's what I have in my head, I'm going to sprinkle back in the IEW and finish out this books because I love the results from IEW writing. So there's that. Handwriting, gosh, he is the Good and the Beautiful heavy this year. Didn't even realize that. I love the Good and the Beautiful handwriting. So basically all of his work he does in print, but when he does handwriting for me, he has to write it in cursive. And so I just buy like these little theirs, and they have, you know, just bite size. I only make them do 1 page a day, like this one. Can you see it? It's got, how do you make it not do that? It's got a Bible verse, and it's in print, and they have to convert it to cursive. And I think that's like really good practice, because sometimes kids will practice cursive and then they'll be like, I can't read it, even though can't read cursive, even though they've been writing it. And so this is going to let him get his cursive writing in, and then also convert print to cursive. But yet also it's got some, you know, they're writing down Bible verses, they're writing down some nice poems. And I also love the Good and the Beautiful. That's a flower, he's not gonna like that. But at the end of most of their lessons, they have like just a little bit of a little drawing thing, and he actually really likes that. So that's our handwriting. This is something my kids hate, but I do not care. They all do it, and I've shared it with it every year we've been putting out videos. Every single one of my kids has a word roots. They do 1 lesson a week, and it's basically breaking down the words, like the prefixes and the suffixes and things like that. And it's like a good vocabulary where they have to do their definitions and they have to write sentences with it. And they don't like doing it, but it's really nice because a lot of times they'll do these and then they'll be like, oh, I read this word in my literature book, and it was in my word roots. So I really recommend this. We just pick ours up from Ardell's. And like I said, this is level 1. I think there's I don't know what they call the other one, beginner. And then when you see the videos for my other kids, the 7th grader and 9th grader, they also have word roots that they're doing. And I just really recommend it. You can also, even though I make mine do 1 lesson a week, you could even break this down and they could do less. But it's good stuff. Okay, so got basically the basics. History. This one was a struggle. I feel like Lauren and I we do our history together. History is something that we both really enjoy. We really like. We like the projects. We like the movies that we can find with it, the YouTube documentaries, the music, the field trips, and so we've really like put a heavy emphasis on history in our home. But this year we've got our high schoolers who are doing their high school history for a credit. And so we were struggling like, well, what are we going to do for our others? Because, you know, we're going to have to separate a lot. But I decided I'm not separating. So what I'm going to do, this is the Master Books World History for, I believe it's 10th through 12th grade. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But I'm going to use this as my spine for history for my 5th grader. Because a lot of times, like, we've done every single era of history. So I'm going to have him sit in with my history with us and be a part of the discussions and everything like that. And I think he is very much capable of listening and stuff, but his assignments won't be the same assignments as my older ones, but the knowledge that he's getting will be the same. And I'm going to just use this as my backbone, and addition to that, I'm going to pick up some read alouds that match this time period. I'm going to read those out loud to my 5th grader and my 2nd grader. And then I will also pull from Story of the World and Mystery of History, because I have both of those sets. And so like whatever era we're in right here and they're sitting in with us, if I feel like it's over their head or, you know, going a little too much, then I'll just pull out a Story of the World, match the, you know, story time period or the main event, and I will take that with them separately. But that way, at least our content is all going to be the same as a family. So like if we're watching a history movie or we're listening to a history audiobook or something like that, it's not going to be 2 different time periods. And so when Lauren and I do our co-ops together, that's how we're going to pull that in. So, and next, what do we have here? Okay, I was pretty indecisive on what I wanted to do for Bible this year, just because our schedule is going to be really odd with so many kids playing sports at this school, but yet we're still doing homeschool. Our together time is going to be a little bit different than it ever has been, and so I really need to get the year going to see what that looks like. So, but for Bible, I have 2 things, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to make it work, but that's my plan. This is from Not Consumed. It's still in the shrink wrap. I haven't even opened it yet. And it's their Bible study, Developing a Quiet Time. We've done some of their Bible studies before. They're very age appropriate for, you know, each kid's age. And so I have this, and in my head, how this is going to work is everybody's going to be doing their own in the morning before we start our day. But we all have the same one. Even I bought one. So that's kind of how I'm wanting that to work. And then I've had this curriculum for a long time and I've never actually used it, but it's been in my homeschool closet. But it is by Apologia, and I've got the notebooking thing and the Who Am I. And so my theory, my plan is, it looks really nice and really good and some good information, is not do this every single day, but on the days that I pull my 2 younger ones apart for just some time with like me and them to do some things separate for my big kids, I thought I would pull out a lesson, 1 or 2 lessons of this a week, and just make it more kind of like it's our mini book basket time. But they're not really going to know about it because I'm just going to be like, okay, this is what we're doing today, and pull this out because I want all of it. That way they're getting their own like quiet time, yet I'm still doing some teaching there, and I'll share about this when I share with my group subjects, but I'm trying to decrease the amount of time that we're all having to spend together at our morning basket time, just because the schedules are kind of wild and crazy. And besides these, I will be assigning the literature reading of whatever, you know, I want them to read at the time. And then they'll obviously read some of their own books as well. So that is my 5th grade curriculum. If you have any questions, let me know. Sorry, I kind of talked for a long time about it, but just giving you some insight onto why I chose something. So 5th grade for 2024-2025.